Welcome to the OZEKI Camera SDK video guide tutorial part 10. In this chapter we will create a simple project to connect USB camera and IP camera, and then we will learn how to stream the image of the camera during an SIP video call. This is the final video guide from our C#.NET Camera tutorial series, in which we present how to use OZEKI Camera SDK to develop different kind of camera solutions. This SDK is Onvif compliant, easy to use, forceful and powerful. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced C# developer, you will certainly be able to implement the solutions presented in these tutorial videos, if you use this Camera SDK. I think this was a great video series. They contain short and practical good explanations. I hope you will enjoy this episode.
In this video, the main steps are the following. First step, download the SDK from the website. Second step, create WPF solution in Visual Studio. Third step, implementing the camera viewer application. Fourth step, extend the application with stream in SIP call function. And finally, the fifth step, check the result and we try out our application. And let's start now with the step 1. Before we start the developing, we will need the OZEKI Camera SDK. You can download it on the www.camera-sdk.com. You need to register it yourself, which means add a name, email address, and the reason why you need this SDK. After that, you will get the downloading link. The installation is simple, but if you are not sure, you can find the description on the quick start section of our website. First, we have to create a new WPF solution. Click on the New Project button and choose the WPF project. And give a name to the project and select the folder. And after that, click on the OK button. When the project is opened, we have to add the OZEKI VoIP SDK as a reference. Right click on the reference and add reference button. When you found the file, click on the OK button. We can see the VoIP SDK reference in the reference list. We will need some control to handle our project. We need two group box control to separate USB camera and IP camera. The USB camera group box has two buttons to connect and disconnect to camera. Moreover, the IP camera group box has a little bit more control. Need 3 text box for authentication. We have to give the current IP address and username and password if it's required, and necessary 2 buttons to connect and disconnect to camera. Furthermore, we will create a camera viewer in the camera box control. Finally, we create one more group box for the new features that we will implement in the following tutorials. When the controls are ready, I create the buttons click event, and I delete the useless items. And I resize our application. we have to add 4 namespaces: OZEKI Media IP Camera, OZEKI Media Handlers, OZEKI Media Handlers Video, and OZEKI Media Video Controls. We need some variable to handle our application. We need a video viewer control, a bitmap source provider, IP camera and web camera instance, and moreover, we need a media connector. We initialize the media connector and the bitmap source provider in the main constructor. After that, we create and set the camera viewer control and add it to the grid called camera box. And we have to set the bitmap source provider instance to the video viewer control. Finally, we have to write the connect and the disconnect buttons. We will get the default device to our web camera instance and start the viewer, and connect our web camera to the media connector. In the disconnect USB camera click event, we stop the viewer and the web camera. These were the web camera start and stop methods. Now we implement the connect and the disconnect buttons for the IP camera. We have to know what is the correct IP address of the camera. We probably need username and password for the connection. Based on the given data, we connect to the selected IP camera and start the viewer and the IP camera in the connect button click event. In the disconnect IP camera click event, we stop the viewer and the IP camera. These were the IP camera connect and disconnect methods. We will need a new class in our project. Add new class. Name Softphone. I also have to use some namespaces in my class. OZEKI Media Handlers, OZEKI VoIP, and OZEKI VoIP SDK. I need some new field in my class. Softphone, phone line, and phone call, and the video sender property. Furthermore, I need a media connector and phone call video sender object. I will subscribe for 2 events in the other class, so I have to define here the on registration state changed event and on call state changed event. I create a new Softphone in the main constructor, and I initialize the media connector and the phone call video sender in the main constructor. I write a new method to register the SIP account. The parameter list contains the necessary information. And I unsubscribe from registration state changed event, and I create a new SIP account. I create the phone line here, and I subscribe for 2 events here, which I will need. And here is a new method which will unregister our phone line. Registration state changed event. I will indicate this event. Start call method. In this method, I start the dialing and create the call from the phone line and the dial parameters object. And I subscribe for call state changed event, and I start the call. Single call state changed event. In this event, I indicate the call state changes. And if the call ends, I disconnect the camera image from the call. Connect to call method. In this method, I connect the video to the call by media connector object. Disconnect from call method. I disconnect the video from the call. In this method. Close call method, I hang up the call. This class is ready. Let's continue with the other class. I have to extend the XML code with the new controls. I'm going to use 2 big group boxes which will contain my controls. I define some rows. I will put the controls in these rows. We need many data to create an SIP account. We need display name, username, authentication name, password, domain address, and proxy address. Moreover, I need 2 buttons for register the SIP account and unregister that. Phone call group box. In this group box, I will define more controls that I will use. Need a text box for dial numbers and 1 more text box for call state, and 2 more buttons for starting the call and hang up the current call. Moreover, I need to resize some control to see all the controls in my application. And finally, I create the buttons click events. and I remove the useless rows. We need an instance from Softphone class, the one we finished previously. And also we need a video sender object. I initialize the Softphone instance and subscribe for events in the constructor. I have to access the GUI thread. I write an invoke method. Softphone call state changed event. In this event, I will know what is the current call state. Softphone on registration state changed event. In this event, I will know what is the actual registration state. The video sender instance should be equal to the image of the camera and to the video channel of the IP camera. SIP registration button click event. I have to know the correct information of the SIP registration. And I have to pass the details in the parameters list of the registration SIP account method. SIP registration button. I unregister my phone line. Call button click event. I provide the value of the video sender to the video sender of the Softphone instance, and I read out the dial number and I start the call. Call hang up button click event. I close the actual call. We are ready, let's run our application. First, I connect one USB camera. Hey. And now I register a SIP account. My telephone number will be 882 and I set the domain address. When I provide all the information, I click on the register button and I see the registration is changed. And I will call the 885 line. Both of the domain addresses are equal. I click on the call button and I can see the call state is changing. David is pick up the phone and he can see me. And now I try to connect one IP camera. I have to provide the correct detailed information. And the camera image is appeared. I call again the 885 and this is the proof we can send the image of the camera from USB camera and from IP camera.
Unfortunately, this was the last video in this tutorial series, but we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you like this tutorial series, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you want to learn more about further wish solutions provided by OZEKI Camera SDK, then download the trial version from our website, camerasdk.com, and follow our tutorial videos. For more information, check out our website, and if you have any questions, send us an email to info@camerasdk.com. Thanks for watching, bye!